Welcome to HLTV Channel 15 for Game 2 of this boy-girl doubleheader on senior night. Cyclones will once again face off with the AHSTW Vikings. The Cyclones have a senior starting lineup besides the keeper, Quentin McDowell, and number 13, Noah Schmitz, are the only non-seniors out on the field for the Cyclones. And the Cyclones will start things here, as Lyon, not used to playing that defender position, he'll be stuck there for the first little bit. As this one goes off, Friend's head travels out of bounds. So the Vikings will have their first corner kick of the night. Now Woolston on the move for the Cyclones. He'll pass this up to Schumacher. Schumacher up to Livingston. Now Scheffler with it. Nice move by Scheffler. He'll kick it back to Osman. Now Schmitz has it. Schmitz will kick it up to Livingston. Osman will boot this all the way up and out of bounds, so the Vikings will pass it in. This is Friend coming up the sideline with it. So go out of bounds off of the Vikings. Friend will pass it into Wagaman. Now Woolston with it. Woolston will pass it ahead, trying to get it to Schumacher. Lund sends this up into the air. This is Groby, who's dangerous when he has it in the open field. Vikings will get called for hands. Looks like Ashton Lyon will go ahead and take the kick for the Cyclones. Lyon, nice kick upfield. This will be saved by the keeper, who's Jacob Madsen for the Vikings. Lyon puts a stop to this one, as Woolston will pass it to Schumacher. Schumacher trying to get it back to Woolston, and it's taken away by the Vikings. As Groby has it, he'll pass it to another Viking, and Osman will contest Groby. Nice job by the Cyclones, not letting the Vikings have it inside, as the Cyclones will now work it back this way. The Vikings getting it down there, and nice job by the Cyclone defenders to kick this one out of bounds. But the Vikings will have a corner kick that they will attempt. Groby tries to jump for the header. This one goes off the uprights, and it will go out of bounds is what they'll call it. So the Cyclones will kick it out of the box. Quentin McDowell will set it up. Wagaman trying to set Osman up. Goes out of bounds off Wagaman. So the Vikings will have it back. Nice move by Kinkle as Kinkle passes it up to Scheffler. Scheffler up to Livingston. Livingston runs to catch up to this one. This will go out of bounds off Livingston. Now Peterson running with it for the Vikings. This one will go off the head of Wagaman one more time, and Walston now has it for the Cyclones. A foul will be called on the Vikings as the Cyclones will kick it away. This is Lyon, who will kick it. Kinkle has it. Looking for someone to pass to. He'll pass it to Wagaman. Wagaman to Friend. Friend will pass this all the way up. Looking for Livingston. Now the Vikings coming back with it. They try to pass this to Groby, unable to do so. Nice job by the Cyclones back line. This one will be shot, and this is through. This will be scored by the Vikings. That looks to be number 10, Raymond Cezanna, who scores for the Cyclones. Now the Cyclones will make their mass substitutions. Shelton, Aguata, Lyon, Skybeck, Anderson, Koch, Osman, Schmitz, Garrett Osman, and Luke Friend, along with the keeper, Quentin McDowell, out on the turf for the Cyclones. Now we see Lyon playing at the striker position, as he was just a defender. Osman will race to catch up to this one, and he'll just boot it out of bounds. Smart decision by Osman. Now Finn Skyrbeck working it up the far side as he's going to look to pass this to Lyon. Be a foul called on the Cyclones. Anderson will pass this ahead, looking for Lyon. Gets past the Vikings. This one will roll in the box, and it's kicked away by the keeper. Now Shelton. Shelton will pass this to Aguata. Aguate will shoot, and this one is wide left, but it is touched by the goalie. So the Cyclones will have a corner kick, and it will be attempted by Ian Shelton. Shelton's corner kick is off the head of Skyrbeck. This one will be picked up by Madsen, who's the keeper for the Vikings, and this one is a boot downfield. It will travel off the head of Luke Friend out of bounds, and the Vikings will pass it in as everyone else will run downfield. Get ready for Groby to throw this in, as he is just about able to throw this all the way across the field. This goes off the foot of Osman. Goes sky high and out of bounds, as Groby is set and ready to throw it in again. Peterson trying to head that one into the goal. McDowell will get a hand on that to push that out of bounds, and the Vikings will have yet another corner kick. Vikings corner kick is a good one. Peterson trying to head that one into the goal again. This will go off Schmitz out of bounds. So the Vikings will have yet another corner kick. This corner kick goes off the head of Cope. Shelton will pass this up to Skyrbeck, who's now running with it. Skyrbeck will send this up, and the keeper Madsen will grab it as he will kick this downfield off the head of Garrett Osman out of bounds. This is Anderson with it, who will pass it ahead to Lyon. Put a little bit too much on this as it will travel out of bounds. Coach will pass this up to Lyon, and Ashton Lyon shoots and scores. Ashton Lyon, a nice job there, sticking with that. And he puts the Cyclones up on the board with their first goal tonight. They lead 1-0 against 1-1. Things are tied up against the Vikings with 28 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the first half. Now the Vikings will get things started once again. This is out of bounds off Friend. Groby passes it in, looking for someone to head it in. No one there for the Vikings, and the Cyclones will pass this in up ahead to Shelton. Ian Shelton with a nice pass to Skyrbeck. Finn Skyrbeck will pass this to Ashton Lyon, and Madsen is able to get his hands on that one. If he wasn't able to, Ashton Lyon would have been heading that one through the goal. But Madsen does a nice job of catching that one. Looked like that was Lund who shot for the Vikings. And this will, Quentin McDowell will set this up and kick it out of the box. Luke Friend kicks this in the center to Shelton. Shelton will then turn around, kick it to Skyrbeck. Skyrbeck up to Lyon. Lyon passes it to Shelton. Shelton to Anderson, and Anderson skies this one over the goal. And the Vikings will set this up to kick it out of the box. Osmond kicks it to Shelton. Now Lyon gets it taken away from him as he was trying to possess the ball. Luke Friend will weave his way through some defenders before he gets it taken away. And this is Peterson, who will dribble it up. This gets past a few Cyclone defenders, and Osmond will boot this up and out of bounds. Vikings will pass it in off the head of a Cyclone. Peterson will kick it back. This is shot by a Viking who is wide left. As Anderson comes out of the game, Spencer Fink checks in for the Cyclones. Now Shelton showing off his moves as he's trying to pass this to Aguata. Taken away by the Vikings. Now Lyon trying to shoot, and it's deflected off of a Viking. And Cyclones will pass it in. They sub in Ian Carney and Caleb Smith for the first time tonight, as Skyrbeck and Aguata will take a seat on the bench for the time being, as Friend gets ready to pass this in. Ashton Lyon puts it off the top of the crossbar. Had an opportunity there. Ball still in there, and Caleb Smith will sky this over the goal. Ashton Lyon almost unable to come up with a second goal there. This goes off the head of Coach. Groby will pass this to the center. Nice job by Ian Shelton, who's now running with it. He's got some speed. Looking like Flash out there. He'll take it all the way. Ian Shelton crosses back. He'll shoot. And Madsen will just have to break down to one knee. Madsen with a boot all the way downfield. This will go off the head of Schmitz. Osmond will try to turn this upfield for the Cyclones as he had a slide kick there. Now Groby has it. He'll pass it. And it's taken away by Garrett Osman. Osman will pass it ahead to Smith. Smith's kick goes off of Friend and travels out of bounds. Vikings getting ready to throw this one in. This will travel right to the foot of Ian Carney, who passes it to Agoite. Now Osman. Osman kick. Ashton Lyon trying to catch up to it. He does. He gets flipped around in midair as he deflected off of the goalie, Madsen. Hope Lyon's all right, as he's a solid player for the Cyclones. Head coach Dave Vogie will sub Ashton Lyon out, get him checked out real quick, as James Woolston comes into the game for the Cyclones. Carney trying to catch up to this one on the far side. He's going to cut back to the middle. Passes it up for Fink. Fink puts a nice stop on the ball before it goes out of bounds. He's going to try to race to get to this one. Cyclone is doing a nice job of keeping the ball down there close to the goal. Foul will be called on Luke Friend. So he was getting physical with Ethan Holtz of the Vikings. This kick goes off the head of Schmitz and will travel out of bounds as Groby will pass this in for the Vikings. Looks like we'll take a short break as the players will get some water, and we will be right back. You're watching HLTV on Channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15, where we are set to get things rolling once again, as Groby will get ready to pass this in. Nice pass to the center, taken away by Osman. Now the Cyclones on the run back the other way as Woolston has it. Woolston gets it taken away by Fisher. Now Friend will take that away. Groby racing to get to it. Osmond read that one as he's able to step up and cut that off, as the Vikings will let it travel out of bounds. Osmond passes it to Woolston. Woolston to Fink. Fink trying to pass this to Smith. Unable to. As Fink will hurry up and catch up to that one. Nice job by Spencer Fink, as he is putting his work in here tonight with that broken thumb. Broke that going to slide tackle a few games ago, as this will travel out of bounds off of the Cyclones. So Madsen will kick this out of the box. Cyclones sub in Philippe Saldana along with Anderson and Scheffler. Osmond passes it into Argueta, who then kicks it out of bounds, so the Vikings will have it back. This is Saldana, who will kick this to Smith. Smith kicks it back to Friend. Friend with a nice move on Fisher, and Friend will kick this ahead to Scheffler. Scheffler kicks it back to Argueta, who then will try to pass it up to Anderson. Now Scheffler with it. Scheffler tries to take a shot, and it's picked up by Madsen. Nice job by Scheffler sticking with it. Almost had himself a goal because of it. But Madsen's able to save it for the Vikings. And this kick by Madsen goes straight up into the air. Saved by Fisher. And Schmitz will kick it out for the Cyclones. As Argueta to Smith. Saldana will pass it to Scheffler. Luke Friend passes it in for the Cyclones. Saldana had it for a moment. Now Osmond will press up against the Vikings, as he's able to cut off the Vikings, and it travels out of bounds. So Osmond will pass it in for the Cyclones. The official is going to say that Osmond didn't throw it in correctly, so the Vikings will get it back. Scheffler tries to take that away from the Vikings. He gets a foot on it that time. Vikings shoot, and it's picked up by the keeper. That's Quentin McDowell, who hasn't had any action for a while. Score is still tied at 1 apiece. Groby takes it away. He's dangerous when he gets in the open field. He gets tripped up, and the officials will call a foul on the Cyclones, as it was some rough riding in that patch. Now Groby will be on for the kick for the Vikings. This is looking pretty dangerous as we have a pretty good view at his shot. He's got a lot of open room, and a nice job by the Cyclones' defensive wall that they built there. They'll jump at the perfect time, and they're able to get to that one. As the ball's still down there, McDowell is able to possess it. Nice save by Quentin McDowell as Groby ends up empty-handed as he'll walk back. Now Scheffler, he'll pass this. Nice pass to Seth Anderson. This will go out of bounds off of the Vikings. So the Cyclones will have a corner kick. Cyclones in the meantime will sub in Shelton, Lyon, Coat, and Skyrbeck back into the game. The Lions corner kick will sail to the other side of the field. Skyrbeck is able to stick with it as Fisher intercepts it for the time being. Getting physical, and Fisher's able to take it away and punt it up to Groby. Now Groby will be one-on-one with Schmitz for the time being. Groby with a nice move. He'll pass it to the far side. Nice job by Osman to take it away. Osman trips, falls, gets hit with the ball, and now the Vikings are on the other way. Vikings shoot, and it's wide right as the Cyclones will kick it out of the box. Friend will work it upfield for the Cyclones. I'll try passing that to Shelton. This ball will land in the box, so McDowell will pick it up for the Cyclones. McDowell's kick will land right at the foot of Luke Friend as it lands right next to Argueta. He passes it up to Skyrbeck, cut off by Fisher, and the official has a no call there, and Madsen picks it up. Could have been called either way. As Madsen with a boot off the head of Luke Friend right to the foot of Peterson. That will go out of bounds off Peterson. And as Groby was trying to get to that, Luke Friend did a nice job of cutting Groby off, making sure he can't get to that ball. Let it travel out of bounds. Friend tried to pass that up to Shelton. It was off the head of a Viking, and now Ashton Lyon has it. We got tripped up right there. Good to see Lyon back in the game for the Cyclones as he got tripped up on the goalie. Took a hard fall, but appeared to be all right. And it looks like he is as he passes that one downfield. This will go off of the Vikings out of bounds, and Lyon will pass it in. Now Friend will grab the ball and get ready to pass it in. Nice pass by Friend as Lyon tries to go up and head this one. Is unable to. Now the Vikings on the break. McDowell sits on it, picks it up, and he'll chuck this out to Luke Friend. Luke Friend will kick it up to Shelton, who tries to head it to Kearney. And this will go out of bounds off of the Vikings. Kearney dances around with it, passes it to Aguita. Aguita will center it. Oh, man. Ashton Lyon almost had a chance. Got deflected off of a Viking. Kearney almost had a chance before a Viking got his foot in there. And now Luke Friend will take a shot, and this is just wide left. All sorts of catastrophe happening at and around the goal as Madison gets ready to boot this one away for the Vikings. Osman will pass it in. Gets stolen by the Vikings. Aguita now working it upfield for the Cyclones. He'll pass this ahead, looking for Shelton, a little bit too strong as the Vikings have possession and they kick it out of bounds. Mason Anderson will check back in the game for the Cyclones. Peterson get it taken away from by Osmond. Now the Vikings will pass it around, trying to work it upfield to either Groby or Lund. Lund has it. We'll kick it back to Peterson. Now Friend with plenty of room in front of him. We'll dribble it all the way up for the Cyclones. Sticks with it. Cyclones will have it as that went off of the Vikings. Pass by Lyon. It's off the head of a Viking. Now Friend will take a shot, and this one's wide left. As Madsen will get ready to boot this out of the box. Caleb Smith checks back in for the Cyclones. This goes off the foot of Shelton, out of bounds. Now Garrett Osmond will pass it in the middle to Ian Shelton. Ian Shelton working it upfield for the Cyclones before he gets cut off. Sticks with it. Nice pass upfield. Gets bumped while he passed it. And now the Vikings are on the run with it. Osmond's kick. Land near midfield. Gets past Garrett Osmond. Now the Cyclones will try to work it back upfield. Nice pass by Ashton Lyon, just a little bit too soft. No look behind the foot there, and friend tried to get up for that to head it and is unable to. This pass is cut off. It was intended for Kearney. Cut off by the Vikings and kicked out of bounds. Now Osmond has it as he'll pass it in. Garrett Osmond will head this one. As Grant Osmond doing a nice job of working it up the field on the far side. He'll try passing this to Lyon, and this is kicked out of bounds by the Vikings, so the Cyclones will have a corner kick with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Score still tied at 1. Guaita tried to head that one into the goal, unable to. Manson gets ready to boot this out of the box. This kick is taken away by Osmond. Now Shelton's down for the time being. He gets back up. Now Groby with it. He gets it taken away by the Cyclones. Luke Friend will dance around. Friend and Osmond both kick it at the same time up to Anderson. A lot of contact in there. Officials are going to say it's no call. As Shelton working on the near sideline. He'll pass it back to Smith. Caleb Smith will shoot and is wide right. As he might have been looking for Agueta back on that back side. Regardless, that will end the first half. Score is all tied up at 1. Cyclones and the Vikings, and a tough battle here at Merrill Field. We'll be right back with second half coverage. You're watching HLTV on channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keast Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV Channel 15, where we are set and ready to get the second half started. Looks like Groby from the Vikings will get ready to kick this one away as he does so. Score is 1-1, still tied up. Cyclones' one goal came from Ashton Lyon early in that first half. He had another opportunity to hit the top of the crossbar there and was unable to capitalize. Osmond puts a nice stop to that ball, and he'll kick it up in the direction of Shelton. This goes off of a Viking out of bounds. And Osmond will pass it in. Anderson will kick it back to Osmond. Osmond passes this to Lyon, who has a nice pass to Skyerbeck. Goalie is unable to end up with this one as he dives one more time. And the official will call a foul on the keeper. That's Madsen, as he dove onto Skyerbeck. And it looks like Ashton Lyon will get ready to shoot this PK kick. Lyon left-footed. He'll get ready to kick this one away. Lyon versus Madsen. Lyon will get ready here, and he'll shoot, and he scores! Ashton Lyon, with his second goal of the night, puts the Cyclones on the board with 2 goals to 1 of the Vikings. The Cyclones lead. That PK kick came within the first 2 minutes of the second half, as the Vikings get things started here once again. Osmond will kick it forward and clear it. Now Shelton races to it, puts a nice stop to the ball, and we'll get to see Shelton's footwork as he passes this up to Skyerbeck. Skyerbeck on the far side, we'll see what he does. He's going to pass this to Lyon. A little bit too upfield for Ashton Lyon, as he was unable to get to this one. Now Lyon will pass it in for the Cyclones. Vikings pass this up as they have it in the middle of the field. This is Peterson now on the far side. Nice stop by Aguata. Anderson with a nice header to Lyon. Lyon tries to pass it back to Anderson, cut off by the Vikings. Now Skyerbeck will come up and kick this. This will be out on the Vikings. Madsen will pick this up. Friend now with it. He tries to pass this. Now the Vikings will get it back as they get ready to kick this away. Garrett Osmond's kick all the way upfield. This is going to go off of the Vikings. So the Cyclones will pass it in. Looks like a Lion will get set and ready to pass this in. Anderson weaves his way into the middle, and now Shelton has it as he'll dribble to the left side. He'll pass this one to Aguita. Luke Friend will try to pass this up to Shelton. Osmond trying to make a Viking miss. He now gets it back. This one's cut off once again by the Vikings. Pass up ahead to Groby. Now the Vikings will come the other way with it as the Cyclones retreat back to defense. Taken away by Coate. Now Lyon kicks it up. Shelton has it. Nice dribble in between the legs. He shoots. This one goes off the hands of Madsen. And Madsen then picks it up one more time. Nice job by Shelton as he displayed some of his footwork there. This one goes up into the bleachers off Fisher's foot. Wagaman, Carney, and Smith back into the game for the Cyclones. Osmond gets ready to pass this one in. This one goes off the foot of Wagaman. Smith tries to save this, but the ball will travel out of bounds. This goes off the foot of Fisher. Ashton Lyon gets bumped. Wagaman will kick this back to Carney. To Lyon. Now Friend has to race up to get it. Travels out of bounds, so the Vikings will pass it in. Peterson will pass it in. Osmond contesting Fisher as they will both end up on the ground. Fisher will pass this in for the Vikings. This one will be kicked out by Osmond. Scary event there from the Vikings, and this one's off the head of Lund. The Cyclones are able to stand strong. Quentin McDowell sets the ball up. He'll kick this one out of the box. It's out of bounds off Peterson. Cyclones will pass it in. Lion passes it to Wagaman. Kick by the Vikings will end up in McDowell's hands. As McDowell's kick will go out of bounds, and Fisher will pass it in for the Vikings. Fisher steps out of bounds once again. Fink passes this one up to Smith. Caleb Smith on the left side there, and it's hit in by Ian Carney on the weak side. Ian Carney scores for the Cyclones as Caleb Smith's kick is wide left. And Carney was there for the recovery, and Cyclones now lead it 3-1 against the Vikings. Wagaman shaken up on the end of that play as Anderson will come into the game for Wagaman with 28 minutes and 37 seconds left to play. Vikings get things started here as they boot it downfield. Noah Schmitz will try working it back for the Cyclones as Fisher cuts that off for the Vikings. Now the Vikings will shoot, and this one is over the goal and out of bounds. So McDowell will kick this out of the box. McDowell with a short kick to Osman. Ashton Lyon puts her foot on that one and goes out of bounds once again. Smith and Lyon doing a nice job of keeping it away from the Vikings. As that's a nice kick by Lyon all the way up to Carney. Ian Carney will now attempt to pass that one. Madsen runs out and he grabs that for the Vikings. Now Osman runs up. They'll kick this to Smith. Smith puts this one off the back of the head of Osman. Fisher gets tripped up over the ball. Ashton Lyon's kick will be wide right. Madsen jumps up and grabs that as he'll kick it away for the Vikings. It's off the head of Lyon. This will go out of bounds off of Garrett Osman. Vikings will pass it back in. Osman does a nice job of getting his foot on that as Fisher's tripped up, and the Vikings will pass it in as it went out of bounds off of Osman. Now the Vikings, this is Groby who will kick it. This one's in. Off the foot of number 9, Ethan Holt, for the Vikings, as it snuck right inside of Quentin McDowell. So the Vikings with another goal up on the board. That brings the total score to 3 goals for the Cyclones and 2 for the Vikings. Cyclones still in control as Walston gets ready to start things back up for the Cyclones. So go out of bounds off of the Vikings. The Cyclones will get it back to Skyrbeck. He'll weave his way inside, looking to pass it to the middle. Now Lyon with it. He'll pass this to Walston. Walston's kick goes off of the Vikings, and Madsen slides into Anderson. Madsen puts a boot to that one, and now Luke Friend races back for the Cyclones. He's out running everyone on the Vikings. He'll shoot, and Luke Friend is just a little bit too high, as that was a nice shot by Luke Friend, and that would have been an insane goal if that would have went in, as he was working back towards the near side. Just a little bit too high, so Madsen will kick this out for the Vikings. Now Lyon will dribble it as he shoots, and Lyon is just a little bit too high as that goes off the field goal post. The Cyclones will now sub in Shelton and Agueta. Madsen kicks it out. Ian Shelton doing a nice job for the Cyclones, as that was Walston trying to pass it to Shelton. It was a tough pass. Now Skyrbeck tries to cut it off for the Cyclones, unable to. Holtz will pass it back to the middle for the Vikings. Wagaman's able to get his foot on it. This will go out of bounds. The Cyclones will get it back. Osmond passes this one to Shelton. Now Lyon will kick it up. Friend passes this to Walston. Walston to looking for Skyrbeck. This will go out of bounds off of AHSTW. Osmond flings it to Lyon. Osmond gets it back. He'll send this near the goal. That was Agueta down there. As Madsen will grab it from going out of bounds. And he will set this up and kick it out of the box. Cyclones lead 3-2 with 21 minutes left to play in the second half. Grant Osmond does a nice job of stepping in front of that one, taking it away. Now Shelton on the push for the Cyclones. Ian Shelton deciding if he wants to pass, he'll cross over. Now he'll shoot, and just a little bit wide right. Good footwork there by Ian Shelton, as he almost had a goal for himself. Go out of bounds, and Madsen will set it up, and he'll get ready to kick this out of the box. We're going to take a quick break for some water for both teams. We'll take a break with them. You're watching HLTV on channel 15.
Programming brought to you by these great sponsors: Keith Motors, Cyclone Lanes, Shelby County State Bank, United Bank of Iowa, Holly Jones Funeral Homes, KNOD Radio, Shelby County Farmers Mutual and Century Farm Insurance, and the Peterson Wellness Center and Lewis Family Aquatic Complex.
Welcome back to HLTV channel 15. After the short little water break that we had, substitutions will come in. Scheffler, Smith, and Anderson all returning for the Cyclones. As Madsen will set the ball up and get ready to boot this away. This is Scheffler, who will pass it to Shelton. Shelton to Lyon. Now Scheffler. Kicked out of bounds by the Vikings. By the Cyclones. And now the Vikings will pass it in. This is Caleb Smith. This goes off the head of a Viking. Smith runs up, tries to kick it, goes off of his foot. Now the Vikings kick it ahead as Garrett Osman will kick this out of bounds. Anderson now battling for it. This will go out of bounds off of the Vikings. This will go off Smith's front toe, out of bounds. Now Osman running with it. Ian Shelton puts a stop to it. Now he'll pass this to Lyon. Lyon back to Shelton. Shelton gets inside the defense. He'll shoot and he'll score. Ian Shelton. Nice job by Ashton Lyon with a pass right back to Shelton. The old give and go, and Shelton puts it in. Ian Shelton with his first goal of the game. The Cyclones are now up 4-2 against the AHSTW Vikings. This gets kicked out of bounds by the Vikings. Now the Vikings coming back with it. This is Fisher who will pass it to Groby. Groby gets inside the defense. Nice job by Noah Schmitz to cut him off. McDowell will get ready to kick this away after the Vikings make a quick substitution. Now Schmitz will boot it away. This goes over the goal and out of bounds. So McDowell will set it up for him to kick out of the box one more time. Shelton will get the ball grounded as he'll pass this to Smith. Smith will try to kick this one near the goal. Anderson was there just in case Madsen drops it. The Vikings now coming back the other way as this ball will travel out of bounds. Osmond will pass it in. Osmond will step in front of Fisher and kick it out of bounds, so Fisher will grab it and throw it back in. This one lands right near the goal, and this one is skied up and out of bounds by Groby. So McDowell will set up the ball again as Skyrbeck, Carney, and Fink all return for the Cyclones. Foul will be called on Groby as Osmond went up to head that, and Groby gave him some contact on the way up. Ashton Lyon trying to get that down to the ground, unable to, and the Vikings come back the other way with it as Groby's on the run, leaves the ball behind him. Groby will sail this one more time. Now Garrett Osmond comes out of the pack with the ball. He'll pass this all the way up for Anderson. Anderson unable to get to it, but the Cyclones will pass it in once everyone gets down on the south side. Wagaman returns for the Cyclones. Luke Friend passes it in. This one's off the head of Ashton Lyon. A little bit too far right. Madsen will set this up and get ready to kick it out of the box. Madsen will run up and corral this as he gives it a boot downfield off the head of Friend in the direction of the Cyclones. Now Wolston will kick it to the foot of a Viking. This ball goes sky high in the air. Groby heads it to Fisher. Fisher tries to catch up to it before it goes out of bounds, and it'll end up going out of bounds off of Fisher, so go out of bounds the first time. Osmond will pass it in. Now the Cyclones running with it. Garrett Osmond passes this up to Ian Carney. Now Ian Carney gets it back as he'll try to push this towards the goal. Wolston tries to hurry up and catch up to that one, unable to. Cyclones lead 4-2 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the second half. Ashton Lyon checks back in for the Cyclones. This pass gets by Grant Osmond, and Osmond trips up Groby. So Groby will get a kick it from about the 10-yard line. The Cyclones will make a wall. That's Garrett Osmond, Wagaman, and Lyon who all stand there. As McDowell, the keeper for the Cyclones, Fisher will pass it to Groby. Now Groby kicks it and he skies this one over the goal. So McDowell will grab another ball and he'll get ready to kick this out of the box. This is Carney who will pass it ahead to Walston. Fink on the far side will pass this in the middle of the Lyon. Lyon will shoot and it's just wide right. Ashton Lyon looking for the hat trick. He got 2 goals right now. Only needs 1 more to complete it. As the Cyclones sub in Smith and Goita. Skyrbeck has it. Nice move by Skyrbeck as he'll kick this in the middle. This will go off the back of Wagaman and out of bounds. Skyrbeck's shot just went wide left as the Cyclones will now sub in a few more. Sub in Josue Argueta. Saldana will return, and Aiden Ransom Number 18 for the Cyclones will check in. Ashton Lyon take it upfield. He'll get it passed right back to him. This one's taken away by the Vikings. Vikings put a boot on this one, but it's out of bounds. The Cyclones will get it back. Argueta has it. He'll pass this to Lyon. Lyon then passes it to Ransom. This will go off Ransom and out of bounds, so the Cyclones will kick it out of the box. Or, excuse me, the Vikings will kick it out of the box. Cyclones lead 4-2 with 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the second half. Madsen will boot this off the head of Fisher. Noah Schmitz will cut it off for the Cyclones. Ashton Lyon will send this far upfield. Nice kick by the Vikings as they're able to turn it back. This one will go off the head of Luke Friend, and Ashton Lyon will pass it. Foul will be called on the Vikings. So the Cyclones will line up to kick it. Cyclones working it in close to the goal. Vikings are able to get a foot on it. The Cyclones will now sub in Alex Hightoff and Seth Anderson. Osmond will pass it in for the Cyclones up to Aiden Ransom. Ransom will now run with it. Ransom will get called for the foul. So the Vikings will pass it in. Groby will kick this one away for the Vikings. Grant Osmond with it. He'll kick it up in the middle towards Hightoff. Now Lions kick goes off the Vikings. Seth Anderson with some nice footwork, trying to work it near the goal. That was Ashton Lyon who had a nice shot on goal, picked up by Madsen. Kiesel will kick it out of bounds. Now the Cyclones will sub in Josh Kinkle and Nick Livingston, who both come back into the game for the Cyclones. One minute, 25 seconds remains in the first half as Livingston turns, shoots, and this one's saved by Madsen. Livingston was looking for a miracle on that one. It's the Vikings and Fisher will kick it back up. Nice job by Agueta to kick that upfield. Take it away from the Vikings. This is Luke Friend, who will boot it up in the vicinity of Josh Kinkle. Kinkle trying to race to it. Madsen's there. And Madsen will boot this one away. That is the end of this game. The end of the second of the girl-boy doubleheader. The girls get the win. The boys finish it up with a win. Cyclone sweep over the Vikings. Cyclone boys win 4-2 in an outstanding game here on senior night. That'll wrap things up from Merrill Field. Thank you for watching HLTV Channel 15, where it's always great to be a Cyclone.